All aboard, I'm Kelly Jack. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. And we are preparing for the takeoff on our new setup. Well, one thing we do have to do here is come over to our dispatch for vehicles and add a couple of coaches into Hilton. Why, you may ask? Well, I'm betting we have some stations unserved here. Let's take a peek. So go into the station tools, park him over here off to one side for a moment, narrow him down a bit. There we go. And we are looking for no connections. For road. Doesn't do that for me. Darn, I was really hoping it would. Alright, so we know Hilton is one, but that's the only one that's in Hilton. So I do need to kind of figure out who wants to go there. So what I'm going to do is build a different kind of schedule. It's going to do a bounce V, I call it. Skips the Hilton stop. We'll let the main coach that's already doing town deal with the Hilton stop, then the Hilton main, and the Hilton Central stops. We're just going to do church, station, town hall, and Church St. Meinrad. Do need a name, and we're going to call this the station. Victory Station Coach, because it's got the V for victory. Next up, we need to figure out how to fix this. And I've got an idea. It ain't going to be popular. Again, I don't like hard rights that often. I use them, but I'm not as big of a fan of them as some folks. There we go. And then we can straighten right here, taking out those two segments of track. So we got a good little train set up. Now it's just, can we get it to take and roll? And it'll take a little bit until we get him over there. Let's just speed him over so that our new coach gets over here to town. Not really getting passenger service over to here yet. And part of that is we need to connect up this. And at this end. We need at least one bus stop here. And that'll cover that part of town. We're going to need one to cover that part of town. One to cover that section. Okay. And again, luckily we can dispatch from just the same spot that we were doing before to this new, more populated city than the rest of what's out there. So we're going to have him come in and just do that same kind of a V route. And by the way, this is episode 82 in our Expanding Worlds tutorial for Semi-Trans Pack 64 series. And we have gained something new, and it looks like it'll be fun. 14 with factories with the pharmacy chain. Oh, this promises to be good. Let's see what we got. A whole bunch of oil wells. Yep, a whole bunch of oil wells. The pharmacy. The chemical plant is now just not making just ink. This one's going to make chemicals to go to the pharmacy. So that's a lot of oil wells. And I believe that it may even be a new chemical plant. It is not. I think I hadn't tied up the chemicals yet. Yeah. Then again, maybe it is. What is he connected to? Just the pharmacy. So yes, he is his own separate. We have the ink one separate. Well, I guess it's time to start working those wonderful chains and proving that we did deserve what we're getting. First things first, where did he connect up to? Wow. Well, I'm not a big believer in 20 gazillion trains, so I think I can get 1, 2, 3 on one train. 1, 2, 3 oil wells in on that train. 2 oil wells there. This is going to be the hard bag of taking service in. And then these 3 can tie in on a 3rd train, a 4th train. So I'll have 4 inbound trains to it. 1 outbound. Where is the pharmacy? The pharmacy is in Malibu. Malibu is now going to be a tough spot, and we're going to have to figure something out there real fast. Okay. Because down the road, a pharmacy will become a great destination point, I need to first turn off the trees for a moment. Kick on the grid. And see what we can do here to connect in right there. Perfect. We even have a spot that's not that bad. Okay. And then I want at least a be a 4 deep station right there. Down to there. That is a reception station. That is one thing I miss in Pack 128 is I can't color my station platforms for early game. To know when I've got one set up special for what I need it to be set up for. Okay, so we've got that tied in. And so our delivery point is set. Now, where's that guy at? And what sort of setup can we do here? To get there, long looping route. Well, to begin with, that's going to be our station up here. Right here is going to be our initial station. 2 inbounds, 1 outbound. 1 production line. 2 inbounds. And the inbounds are going to be tough because we really need to take and make one way and one the other. And let's lay our first route out. Kind of like that. I'm not caring as much because, again, 1.8 million. Scuracento's been doing a darn good job on his finances. This is one of those rare games where I've kind of excelled and gotten lucky at the same time. Take out that little extra section. He should just get him, yep. And one other thing we need to do here is we need a road. A stage stop there, a stage stop there, and a stage stop there. As well as one over here at Melaham. And I know that those 2 communities are going to be where the workers come from. Yes? Also from Pollingfield and Oldborough. So we've got to figure out how to get people over from Oldborough. Pollingfield would be easy. Oldborough will probably just do... I don't really want to do another train. I think it's going to be the best, though, is to do a train. Because we don't get our steam 1895. Yeah, that's 25 years down the road. Yes, I'm going to try to do a steam trolley. Okay. So we got him. And this is a dispatch line connector so that I can utilize dispatch from another line. We're going to say we made the hill a little bit higher from the stuff we dug up. I'm doing this signal here for one reason. At some point, I'll be dispatching more trains from here. And while they will initially come this way, and one of them will, I'm going to need them to do some things differently. He needs to get over to here. We will see what we can do. Let's go ahead and get that oil train going first. Good old Weck. What's our next train anyway? Our next available engine is going to be the St. B91. Comes in 76. 7 years down the road. Wow. 6.5. 6. 6. 6.25. And then we also get the H-Trans in 80. The H-Trans 040T is a good train. I like it, and I like the 060. A 91, but when it comes to the standard is still this guy here, the Weck St. B10 110 240. He lasts a long time too. Makes it to 1926. All right, let's schedule this guy. He's going to go from here to here to here to here. And out here, I'm only going to pick up 10% or more. Here, I'd like to have you at... Oops. Nope. Wrong one. I'd like to have you at 10, 20. And then here, 30. So 10, 20, 30% minimums. Let's see how this works. Deliver here and then all the way back out to pick up again. And I'm going to need a good word. That's not going to work. I was looking at oil, and I just don't like those words because it sounds too much like oleo. But that's what we're doing. And looking for a couple other words. If I can find these words, we will have it made. Sorry for the delay here. I should have had these picked out. But then again, I wasn't counting on this coming in. Retixificus, and that's what we're going to call our plant. Get the oil cars on there. Nothing like a Kahan tanker to get you going. He does have problems towing. The Wexank B110 is an issue train for this, but he's good for the early days. Till I get my 91. He's gonna have to do. And I said we were going to call this the and there's a word I want. There we go. Demo Nutio. For reduction, because it reduces the oil down to its better parts. There we go. And now we need to get the chemicals out. And that's going to require a change as well. And take you out. Put you as a two-way signal. And you're a two-way signal there. Long, convoluted episode. Sorry about this. Because of looking up names, I'll try to start getting some names. Also, feel free to suggest factory names, guys. I'm using Latin right now just because we're going with the Caesar theme. Doesn't have to be that way. Yep, boxcars. Here, and then we had set up this to become our new spot. But he's going to need now a passing lane. That's going to need to come in there. That signal just became problematic. And we're going to need a dig right along here for a passing lane. Move that signal back to here. Okay. So I got him to there. I can get him to there. He can cut through and get there. Now let's just see if he takes the right way. To do this, that's 100% load from that. And we're just going to call that the Pharmacopoeia runner. 30-minute episode, guys. Sorry for how long I went. Episode 82 in the bag. But we're beginning to connect up a new industry chain and some new passenger chains. I'm Kelly Jack. Have a better day than I'm having.